It says, my fellow Americans, the Bears still suck! Let's go!
Hello folks, welcome to Jeremy Hadler's YouTube channel. I'm your host, Jeremy Hadler, and today I'll be breaking down the Packers 2025 NFL Draft that just happened this weekend. So I'm going to break down all the picks that they just picked, 1 through 7 of the rounds here, ladies and gentlemen. But before I start, make sure you leave a like on this video. I'm going to go through how they fit with the team, what are the pros and cons, and really how will they fit into this Packers offense or defense or special teams even, folks. So we'll break that down by starting with our first round pick, and that was a wide receiver in Matthew Golden, baby. Matthew Golden, green gold, baby. I love it. He's a wide receiver from Texas. He's 5'11", which is not traditional for the Packers to take a shorter wide receiver, but he's 191 pounds. He had the fastest 40-yard dash time at the combine this year, 4.29, which is ridiculous. His stats from last year, he led the team with 987 receiving yards. He had 58 receptions, and he had 9 receiving TDs, and he started all 16 games. Now, what stands out to me about Matthew Golden is he's a consistent, productive playmaker. When you need to make a play late in the game and the game's on the line, he's your guy to do that. He did that last year in the college playoff game with a 4-13 from Quinn Evers, threw it right to the end zone, and that was Matthew Golden. He got that right away, folks. And he's very productive. He's very consistent. That really sticks out to me. And he can play multiple spots. He can play all 3 receiver spots you want in the field. Outside slot, you want to play inside a bit more, outside slot, whatever you want to do, he can play all 3 positions. He has great hands, which you watch this tape, it's amazing to watch. And the Packer fans, we're going to love that. He makes those contested catches, and that Jordan Love can throw. He throws a lot of those. So that'd be pretty great for him to catch the ball and do that. But another thing that sticks out to me, and I think this is what Matt LaFleur really liked about him, is he does the dirty work by blocking the linebackers in the run game and also blocking the safeties and defensive ends. Not the big ones, but whenever he can, just try and push him out of the way. He can make those blocks. Big physicality guy, which I really like about him. Again, he's a playmaker, which I always love about him, is making those big-time plays in the big games. When you need the most, and the Packers have needed the most, is him. And another thing that sticks out to me is his speed, his good footwork. Those are the 2 things, and he has good body control. Now, an interesting fact about Matthew Golden is before he came to Texas, he was also a kickoff return, and he got 2 kickoff return TDs. So he could play in special teams if he wants to as a kickoff returner. That would be pretty good, maybe, if you want to put him there or somebody else. But some things that I definitely need to see work on his game is his route running needs to be a bit better from his tree, just a little bit better. But what I see is fit with the Packers, which is what I really like, is the competition. Yes, that's going to be the number one thing because you look at all the receivers we got: Dobbs, Reed, Watson, who's going to be out now. You look at Dontayvion Wicks, Bo Melton, other guys out there. Like, there's so many wide receivers, and now you add in Matthew Golden. That provides another wide receiver to make the competition room so heavy. But what I really like about him in his fit is he stretches the field. He can fill in Watson's spot to be that big-time playmaker, even though he's 5'11". If he's able to play like the outside, that's pretty good. But he can fill in any spot you want to play in, which is awesome to me. So let's say you have Jane Reed in the inside slot. You have Romeo Dobbs on the outside, but you put Matthew Golden as your wide receiver 3 and to put him in dip motion here. He could open up the game for Matt LaFleur and to give him more coverage there for Jordan Love to throw another toy to him. So I think this would be a pretty good move here. And he just fits the role, I think, for what the Packers have needed because we struggled in drops last year. He makes up for that. He makes up for that, guys, by having a 70% catch rate when he was at Texas on 83 targets. So I think he'd be pretty good. He does do a lot of misdirection, can break a lot of tackles. I love this pick here. This is one of the best picks for the Packers that I've seen. And the Packer fans, they're very happy.
For the first time since 2002, draft a wide receiver. Matthew Golden, wide receiver, Texas.
Next player the Packers picked in the second round here, ladies and gentlemen, is Anthony Belton, offensive tackle from NC State. Now, what stands out to me right away about him, he's afraid of the ocean, according to ESPN. So that's not a good thing. Doesn't like the ocean. However, you're in Wisconsin. All the guys lakes. They don't have an ocean. So you're safe there, Anthony Belton. He doesn't like the ocean. He doesn't like killer whales. Doesn't like them. But he's a mammoth here, ladies and gentlemen. He is humongous here. 6'6", 335 pounds. He has a 5.26 40-yard dash time. That's not pretty bad. But huge. He's huge. And the Packers, they wanted to get bigger offensive linemen. They really do. But to talk about his game real quick, he's enormous. He has great power. He has long arms. And he's great bulldozer in the run game that really helps out. So that can open holes up for Josh Jacobs to move around. If you want to go this way, go this way. Gives more room for the Packers. And he's good at the pass protection again. But he's able to have that, like the length of the long arms, able to shove those pass rushers back and move them around the pocket. Now, what he needs to work on right away, which I think this can be fine with the Packers offensive line because we have one of the best offensive line coaches in the league, is his footwork, hand placement, and be able to punch. Like when you're able to go at it, like you're able to put your hand placement, is inconsistent. So he's got to be a bit better about that. So where do I see his fit here at Matt LaFleur's offense? Well, the Packers, they addressed offensive line. They wanted to address it ever since the game against Philly because A, they got hurt a lot, and B, they were getting dominated from that front because the Eagles' defense line was pretty good, and the Packers' O-line could not hold up. They need to improve that. When after last year is going as one of the best offensive lines, and it still is one of the best offensive lines, but it needed improvement, and they improved it by going after Aaron Banks. He's going to be your guard position. You lost Josh Myers, so now you got Elton Jacobs moving from guard to center, so that provides a bit of room. Then your right tackle, you got Zach Tom. Your left tackle, you got Rasheed Walker. You got Jordan Morgan and Sean Ryan fighting that guard position, and now you just got Anthony Belton. He can also play guard and tackle too, so that's pretty good. So that's one of the unique things is having a versatile offensive line player. But I think having him, he could definitely be the eventual replacement for Walker or Tom because the Packers are probably not going to pay both of them. They're going to probably be able to pay one of them. Next player on the list is Savion Williams. The Packers drafted him in the third round here, ladies and gentlemen. Wide receiver from TCU. He's 6'4" and 220 pounds. Now, he's a lot taller than Matthew Golden. But what stands out to me about this kid is he's very versatile. He has all the combinations of the size, the strength, the speed. He makes defenders miss. He reminds me, and a lot of draft experts have said this, he's getting a lot of comparisons to Cordell Patterson. And I see that. The way he was playing at TCU, he played quarterback, he played running back, he played wide receiver. He was a go-gadget player. You plug him into any spot, he could do it. And to give you his stats from last year, he started 12 games here, ladies and gentlemen, with 60 catches for 611 receiving yards, 6 receiving TDs. He had 51 rushes for 320 rushing yards and 6 rushing TDs. Again, he can move around, so around all you can. The thing that really needs to be worked on is his hands. They're very inconsistent, and that needs to be approached right away. And again, where I see the fit, like I mentioned, Matthew Golden, this is very similar, is competition. Now, this, I think this could be another Jayden Reed out here. Not exactly like Jayden Reed, but like where you see on like the jet sweep, you see the turnaround. Put in different motions here. I think Savion could be pretty good if you want to put him in the slant route, you want to put him in the slot a bit more. I think that's pretty good. And you want to put him like some disguise plays. I think that is the big thing with Williams. Can make those big catches when you need him the most, but his hands are inconsistent, and that needs to be improved on because the Packers receivers could not catch the ball last year. But I would not be shocked here if he jumps up the ladder and starts for the Packers. I would not be surprised. He's very explosive. The speed really sticks out to me. Needs to work on his hands a lot. That needs to be aware right away. And footwork here. So those are the two big things, but I think Williams is a great fit here for the Packers. In the fourth round, the Packers selected Barron Sorrell, edge rusher from Texas as well, from Matthew Golden. The interesting thing with Barron right off the bat, I'm just going to say is, I don't know I've ever seen that where a player waits till the fourth round to get drafted when he's been in the green room the whole time. It's pretty spectacular, plus of like the reception he got in Lambeau. That was pretty awesome to see from the draft, and Roger Goodell gave him some praise there. So that's pretty awesome to get his special moment just for him, just take it in. But right off the bat, that sticks out to me is he finished his college career with 15 and a half sacks. He posted 26 tackles for loss. 2024 was his best season where he had a career high in 6 sacks, and he led the Longhorn defense with 49 pressures. What stands out about his game, and then I'm going to get into the personality about him because the personality really sticks out to me a bit, but to his game, he's got powerful hands that allow him to disengage from the blockers and to be able to get into the backfield to push those offensive line back, push them back, and actually get after it. He's very good in the run defense, especially when he's using a lot of his effort. That really sticks out to me. Now, what are my concerns with Barron? He doesn't win the one-on-one attack points. Like when he's going one-on-one against the offensive line, he struggles with that and sometimes misses tackles, but he's pretty good in the run game. Like I mentioned before, he's pretty good at that. But the thing overall where I see his fit and what really I'm happy about with him is his technique. The technique really stands out to me about him, and he's a consistent player. So the Packers, they need pass rush. They needed pass rush. I mean, Lucas Van Ness has high expectations this season to take it to the next level from Brian Gutekunst, according to him. Whereas Packer fans, we wanted another pass rusher. We wanted it, and Barron, he comes here. And I think this is a steal. The value that we got out of him in the 4th round, I think that's a pretty good option. But again, where do I see his fit is he starts as a rotation guy, then make his way into the starting lineup, He's very versatile, and he's adaptable and very good discipline. But what I heard from Matt LaFleur in the press conference is when he interviewed other Texas players and they asked, who's the one guy you go to practice with that would lead by example, who'd be your leader? Barron was the guy. He was the guy that all the Texas players love to have. Good locker room guy. His character is amazing. He leads by example. And that's what you want to see out of this guy. Because the Packers, they look for those kind of players to be a leader. They want to see, like, not just like Rashawn Gary and Lucas Van Ness just be leaders. Just see Barron be a leader himself. Just like step it up. Everyone be a leader, because that's what the Packers always look for when they bring in a new player. In the 5th round, Packers selected Colin Oliver, edge rusher from Oklahoma State. Now, he can play linebacker, of course, but the Packers are going to play him as edge because that's where they really want to see him as in this Jeff Hafley defense. He had a 4.56 40-yard dash. He's 6'2", 240 pounds. Now, this is stats from prior. 15 and a half tackles for loss, 4 forced fumbles. He tied for the team in the lead with 6 sacks. He started all 14 games, 73 tackles, and 5 pass breakups. That was 2 years ago. From last year, of course, he had 4 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 sack, and 1 pass breakup. And started in 2 games because he had a right foot injury once again, folks. He's expected to be back by training camp. That's the good stuff. Doesn't have the normal, like you would see of a full-time pass rusher being like the huge size, huge length. Again, he's more of an off-ball linebacker. He's hybrid, so make his way through. And he's a pretty good special teams player, so I think that would be pretty good. But again, I think he'd be pretty good as a rotational piece for the Packers. He can provide good special teams. I think that's when he's best fit here for this rookie season. Maybe start to make his way into getting some reps on like late 3rd downs, start maybe make his way. He's got to fight the competition because it is big, and that is what the Packers are heavily emphasizing this offseason is to attack with 4 pass rushers. They want to see it. They badly want to see it because that was one of the worst things that happened to the Packers last year is they had no pass rush. You go look at the Philadelphia playoff game. You look at the rest of the seasons. The quarterbacks had time to throw all day. That is what Jeff Hafley's defense is really known for. He didn't have pass rush, and his defense is known for pass rush. If Jeff Hafley's able to get pass rush, you're able to see what the Jeff Hafley defense is really known for. It was great last year, but you can see it take it to the next level when you have a good, decent pass rush. So hopefully this works out for the Packers. In the 6th round, the Packers selected Warren Brinson, defensive tackle from Georgia. Goody always loves taking Georgia Bulldog players. Always loves taking them. He's 6'4", 310 pounds, and he's 23 years old. Now, last season, his stats here, folks. He played in 12 games. He had 4 starts. He had 26 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, and in his entire time with Georgia, he had 71 tackles, 14 tackles for loss, 6 sacks. This is what the Packers need of like another defensive lineman because you let TJ Slayton go this offseason. This is supposed to be your replacement here. It's supposed to be your true nose tackle. He's not a true nose tackle, guys. He doesn't have it with him. He can help out. So he can help out stuff the run. That's what he's pretty good known for. His length, he needs to work on, like putting a bit hand technique just to work on that. He's able to knock those offensive line off balance. That's pretty good. He's able to make it explosive. He's able to be pretty explosive when you're able to let him get his quick first step, knock those players off like I mentioned before. But he needs to be better of his placement of his hands. He needs to be better of like his technique a little bit better. That's what he needs to work on. What I see as fit here in this Jeff Hafley defense real quick is the gap shooting situation where they're running up and you're able to need to be a stop, like when you have your all defensive lineman on the field. Maybe he can fit in a 3rd down. I think that would be maybe the best shot for him to get some reps here and there. But he's going to be a true nose tackle. He's not a traditional one. That's where he's going to be positioned, though, folks. That's where he's positioned, though. In the 7th round, the Packers selected finally a cornerback, Micah Robinson, CB from Tulane. He's 5'10", 183 pounds. He ran a 4.42 40-yard dash. He had 14 games last season, producing 33 tackles, 8 pass breakups, and 1 forced fumble. He gave up 1 touchdown in pass coverage. What I feel good about him is he's pretty good with ball skills. He's more of a ball hawk. He's able to track the ball down when it's being thrown deep in coverage. He's able to track the ball down, and he's pretty good in zone coverage. So he has good vision. But where I see his fit here again with the Packers is special teams. He's going to be special teams and CB depth. And my big concern that's happened so far in this draft is we took a CB in the 7th round. Now, that tells me either they want Jair back, which I don't think it's going to happen, but I would hope it happens here just for my sake, or you really trust the CB room. You really trust it. Now, providing Micah here is a nice CB depth here. That's the only thing I really see out of it with Micah Robinson. Provides a nice CB depth. Hopefully, I would like to see him maybe start. Would be pretty good if like him sort of develop his traits and be a bit better than just being a ball hawk. Would love to see that. So they're able to be good with the CB room with Nate Hobbs, other guys too, Valentine and Keyshawn Nixon. They will be good. I will love it. And to get to the last pick for the Packers 2025 NFL Draft in the 7th round, they selected John Williams. Yes, the music composer from Star Wars and Harry Potter and every famous Jaws, whatever famous music composer movie you think of. John Williams is usually in that, folks. Usually in that. He's 6'4", 322 pounds. Now, this is the real player I'm talking about. Offense attack from Cincinnati. He had a 5.17 40-yard dash. Now, this is just to give another O-line depth piece. This is just to be because he's very versatile. And that's Goody's favorite word. That's what they always look for is versatile players. He's got the length. He's got the hands. He had a high RAS score, which is basically determining how athletic you are. Pretty athletic. Most likely will make the practice squad, what as I see in him. The best part about his game is his quickly getting out into the stance of like having closed space here to provide some room. And he's able to stay balanced here. That's pretty good with his hands to have good like technique there. But to give you some stats here about Williams is he allowed 3 sacks and 22 total pressures while playing almost 900 pass blocking snaps over the last 2 seasons and started 27 games as left tackle for Cincinnati. He can play guard too, guys. So I mentioned before, he's very versatile. And that's including 24 over the last 2 seasons here, folks. So he started the last couple games, and really his last season with Cincinnati, that was a starting point. Now, I think, again, you move him inside, you move him outside, but overall, I think he could be a developmental guy. Kind of get him up there just to get his traits up there. This would be a developmental guy. He needs to work on a lot of his game here with the run blocking. He needs to work on that too. That is his big thing with him. He just needs to work on that. But for his scheme fit, this is just a developmental guy just to give a nice depth piece here. So I think that's where his fit here is with the Packers. But that's going to do it here, folks. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Leave your thoughts here in the chats. What do you think about the draft here? I thought it was pretty good what the Packers addressed, even though I think CB, you got to have Jair. I think they have to have Jair given like how small the depth chart is. I think you still got to have him. That was my big issue from watching the draft. But overall, I really like the weapons you got. You got Savion Williams. That was a nice piece there, especially with Matthew Golden. That's another, so your good wide receiver, number 1 wide receiver is supposed to be. I was not born the last time the Packers took a wide receiver in the first round. Pretty amazing to see that, folks. And I get to see it in the first lifetime here for myself. Get to see it the first lifetime. And a lot of people I know were going about with Anthony Belton was a reach pick, but I think he is pretty good. I think it'd be a nice piece here and be good competition for him to fight off with Zach Tom and Rasheed Walker. So it's been interesting to see how the competition goes there. And then Baron Sorrell, I think that was a nice value pick once again. I think that's pretty good for the edge and nice draft day for him just to see that. And then Colin Oliver, a nice special teams piece. You get another defensive lineman to help replace TJ Slane. And then you get a nice CB depth with Michael Robinson. And then you get John Williams, the music composer here, folks. So, but again, that'll do here, folks. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Leave your thoughts once again in the comments. Would love to hear it. And that's a wrap here today, folks. But as always, go Pack, go.